So what's the road ahead for us? All these years we were programmed to think that the road is a straight highway. But on the highway, in the last 2 decades, we have seen that not small players who are not even visible on the rear view mirror for large organizations have actually overtaken these large enterprises by using many shortcut methods, lanes, crosses, and overtaken and established themselves as market leaders, whereas many of the leaders have fallen wayside. So, therefore, what I'm trying to imply here is, we have many crossroads to make in this decade, and sometimes we may have to end up in a road like that, where the road suddenly stops at a dead end. And you need to make you have to reinvent yourself. You need to make a choice as to how you will take forward. So the future organizations of the 21st century will be more like a jeep, all-terrain vehicle that is lean and highly maneuverable to adapt to the change constantly. So we're talking about, why I'm speaking about the leaders of leaders is because by the time we see all this taking shape, you would have finished your management courses and you would be in the industry and you would be the pillars and the future leaders. And that is the reason I share this thought with you, that we're looking at leaders, these leaders with decentralized power and democratized strategies by involving a rich mixture of different people from inside the organization and outside the organization in the process of reinventing the future. They will be explorers. You need to be explorers, adventurers, trailblazers, and you should be able to love change. You should thrive in this continuity, because it's a farce if we think that the past is going to be continuing into the future. It stops here. So therefore, you need to have your ears on the ground and foster creative collaboration with the people from bottom up and build hierarchy of imagination with bottom up model. Can we go back to the picture? Yeah. No. The slide before this. Yeah. This is how the birds. Just I'm giving an example to stimulate imagination here. You see the locust, and when you see a flock of birds, how they collaborate with each other. They move with teams, within the team. And if you see them in the sky, thousands of birds flocking together, they move like an organization. They are dynamic, they are receptive, they are responsive, and they collaborate and move as an organization. That is the kind of element that we will be seeing in the next 10 years as organizations. So, the 6 steps for rethinking future, rethinking principles. We need to look at principles that basically govern our organizations, our personal lives, and our societies. We need to see with optimistic approach as to how we reinvent the future. We need to believe that we have the power to create the future and question why we need to create the future and for what purpose. It is basically to explore the paradoxes and create pathways which is of practical working during those periods or those situations. We're talking about rethinking competition, understanding the nature of competition as to what is the change in competition. Rethinking control and complexities. We're talking about structures of organizations. How do we see that the organizations are able to adapt to the 21st century? How are they made to be dynamic? How do we bring high empowered systems and processes? How do we empower our people? How do we create teams where we can capture the aspiration of the people and we nurture them and move them in one single direction of transformation? We're talking about rethinking leadership, looking at leadership in a totally new light, where we see leadership as the brain power which is released from the organization and converts itself into intellectual capital. It is about leading transformation. It is about seeing that the transformation works. It is about questioning or probing the source of power of future organizations and finding its meaningful existence. And this can be made only through a new generation of leaders, and those are the people that are talking to you. That's the reason I'm saying this in a lucid way, that you are the person, you are the people who will make this happen.